All right, man, let's talk about Detroit Lions. Apparently, T. Higgins has been made available, and a lot of Lion fans are saying, hey, we can get T. Higgins, and let's go trade for T. Higgins. I mean, he's straight. I don't think he worth what he asking for. He a good receiver, playing next to Chase, played with Boyd and Joe Burrow. But I don't really see him, being all that in a bag of chips. Now, I know Chicago, a lot of guys in Chicago had their eye on T. Higgins as well, too. So, you're hearing conflicting reports out of Chicago. They keeping Justin Fields. They trading Justin Fields. And I believe that they trade him because now what you're hearing is the trade market is drying up for Justin Fields. Kirk Cousins is negotiating when free agency started with Atlanta. So that take a team away. They know Chicago possibly taking Caleb Williams, #1. So now naturally they're gonna drive the price down of Justin Fields. So, but also they kind of in talks to bring in Saquon to Chicago. Saquon is probably just looking for the highest dollar amount, but he see what happened in New York. You need to go somewhere where you gonna get some type of exposure and you can win football games. And that might be in Chicago, but if I'm him. And if I'm guys like T. Higgins, I'm trying to go down to Houston and play with C.J. Stroud. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. That's where I'm trying to go play. But, Lions going after T. Higgins would be a pure luxury. I just feel that, everybody look at him as that big receiver on the outside that can win. I just really look at him like I look at DJ Moore in Chicago as a good #2 receiver. A really good #2 receiver, not a #1, not a Randy, not a Terrell, not a Jerry, not a Larry, not a Calvin, not a Jamar, not a Justin Fields or Justin Jefferson. I don't look at him that way. And also, people may be forgetting that A.J. Brown is available, and I guess we could talk about that, but he didn't wore out his welcome. He wore out his welcome in Philadelphia. So, you got receivers that's wearing out their welcome with guys. I mean, you really don't want to deal with that. That ain't what Detroit is built on. But nonetheless, to me, I don't think it's worth giving up compensation, and I don't think it's worth paying them. I just don't. I mean, you can go get Calvin Ridley and not have to give up nothing. And I don't really see it being no drop-off between him and Calvin Ridley. Yeah. He a little bit bigger. He can make those spectacular catches on the outside. Athletic-wise, he does a great job of, making those red zone catches. But I don't think you got a shortage of red zone threats when you talking about the Lions. St. Brown is a really good red zone threat. Sam Laporta is a great red zone threat. And on top of all of that, you can run the football inside the 20. So, yes, you want a bigger receiver. Mike Evans is on a different stratosphere than T. Higgins. Can T. Higgins do some things Mike Evans can't do? Yeah. But what Mike Evans do, he does it really, really well. T. Higgins has some games where he ain't there. He ain't consistent. He'd be a nice addition, but I'm not about to pay him a shit ton of money and give up capital for him. When I can just get I can go draft a guy and he can grow into similar production. I can go draft DJ Shark and he could be just fine in Detroit. Or go pick him up in free agency. I keep telling y'all, him and Jared Goff click. I can go sign Calvin Ridley, and talent-wise, it ain't no drop-off. Really a better route runner. Really could do everything T. Higgins can do. T. Higgins might be a bigger target, but to me, Ridley is better. Put Ridley next to, Jamar Chase and see what they do. So, I just ain't that big on T. Higgins. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why everybody just so hyped up about him. He's solid. But I don't really see him being like, I'm about to trade a second or a third and give him a big-ass contract. Absolutely fucking not. And he said he done in Cincinnati, and maybe he wanted to show people like me who detractors saying that he can truly be a #1 option. And so be it. If that's, that's what he want to do is go be a #1 option. Hey, best of luck to him. He got the potential and the skill set to be so. But is it, you got to ask yourself, when you go for a guy like that, is it about the money? Is it about the opportunity? Are you trying to win? A lot of these dudes be saying they just want the money, and then they get to places and start winning, and they start losing, and then they don't get the additional money that come with it. The sponsorships, because you somewhere losing. you somewhere without a consistent quarterback. You would think some of these dudes would be trying to go play with Patrick Mahomes. Imagine DJ Shark would have went to go play with Patrick Mahomes this year. This motherfucker probably be looking at a $100 million contract with Patrick Mahomes would have did with him, and he remained healthy this year. But everybody just, a lot of these guys, they just look at the bottom line. I'm gonna go to whoever give me the most money. They ain't gonna look at the quarterback. They ain't gonna look at the owner or none of that. And one thing about Cincinnati owner Mike Brown, he's a hard ass. He's one of those arrogant, type of guy. So look at what he did to Carson Palmer years ago. Instead of trading Carson Palmer, he made him basically retire. And that's one thing I respected about Bill Belichick when Rob Gronkowski wanted to go play with Tom Brady. Bill was like, okay, bet. I'm going to get some compensation for you. It ain't no emotions involved in it when you come with Bill Belichick. And that's what you got to respect. There ain't no emotions involved. But with T. Higgins, big no for me. I'm not about to spend luxurious money on T. Higgins. Honestly, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on T. Higgins. And I ain't might spend no money on T. Higgins in compensation. Go draft Brian Thomas out of LSU. Go draft one of them rookies. You know what I'm saying? Go get Calvin Ridley. It'll be cheaper. That's what I'll do. I'll be going after Calvin Ridley. I'd have said it before and I said it again. Also, hearing that the Lions have some interest in Christian Wilkes, them in Houston. So, Houston is the new, it's like the new Atlanta. But, obviously you go down to Texas near that border down there. It's like the Montreal Club, black Tex-Mix Atlanta and shit like that. So a lot of people like being down there, but, the heat is crazy too down there. But my whole thing, they got a lot of shit going on down there. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's becoming a hot destination spot. It's becoming a hot destination spot. So, you got something to compete with. No state taxes in Houston. So, we talked about Saquon possibly going to Chicago. Chicago had to deal with Houston. They interested in Saquon Barkley, And Saquon want to go with another young quarterback. But like I said, a lot of these dudes would be looking at the money. And they get there, and these contracts ain't guaranteed. And these guys can't win. They can't get them to football. Instead of just say, I'm going to take a couple dollars less. I'm going to go over here, win, and make my money back in endorsements or make my money back on the second deal or the next deal. They don't look at it that way. When you win, you start to be on cereal boxes. You start to get your own shoe. You start to get, this. But one thing about football, winning ain't guaranteed unless you're on the Kansas City Chiefs. But, yeah, T. Higgins is a no for me. I told B. Taylor he the Cade Cunningham of the NFL wide receivers. I be throwing hella shots at B. Taylor love for Cade Cunningham, man. I fuck with Cade, though, man. I just got to be objective. They ain't winning. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. I have some NFC North content coming this week, too. I talk about Bears rumors, Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. So we're going to get into that. I wanted to do it live, so I don't know if it'd be Monday or whenever. But I do appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.